Noisy lowering bolts. Such a pain, right, to take such a quiet car and turn it into some kind of obnoxious squeaky machine. This is the only lube that I've found that works for about 6 to 8 months, even with some heavy track use. It's obviously called Moly-Graph, so it has molybdenum and graphite into it, and it forms like a microplating on the surface. So it lasts quite a bit, quite a long time. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking the syringe from like a infant Tylenol, children's Tylenol fluid, and put a little rubber line on it, packed it full of this grease, and then I just reach in underneath the pad and just squirt just a tiny amount. I'd say a 1 pea size or maybe 2 pea size maximum. For jacking it up and compressing the spring so you have access underneath the pad, this is what seems to work the best for me. Just doing one corner at a time, jacking it up, taking the wheel off, and then lowering it back down on a jack stand. So with me, I took it and I put a rubber pad on there so I wouldn't nick the fiberglass, which I guess is pretty critical. And that gives me plenty of room to give it a quick cleanup and squirt some grease under there. The pads I have, as indicated in an earlier video, these are T1 lowering bolts, so they're designed for racing. They have a Delrin pad on it, which is great for durability, but wow, these things are loud. Sounds like an old wooden ship going down the road. You can see some of the scratches in the A-arm. This is from me cleaning up some gouges from previous pads that failed. So far these ones are rock solid. Alright, so just a small amount, a pea size, it's about perfect. Let's see if I can do this with I think that'll work. Okay, there's a little light on there now. You can see just a little bit, not a whole lot. So with just doing that little bit, it provides enough lubrication, but it doesn't squirt out everywhere. If I did double that amount, you would see grease around the perimeter of this pad, and then it just gets messy from there. So just a little bit, create some lubricity, create some of that microplating, and it stays pretty clean.